The past 2.5 years have been difficult for Ontario students. Pandemic disruptions have taken a toll on kids' mental, physical, and emotional health. Test scores have fallen, parents are exhausted, a generation of students are struggling. Students need stability. They should be in the classroom with their teachers. Parents deserve nothing less. I want nothing more. So over the past 3 months, our government has been at the table with CUPE. We've been in discussions with all education unions. The entire team, our goal has been clear: to keep students in class. We've put forward a fair and reasonable offer, an offer that provides the largest increase in compensation for education workers in over a decade and protects the most generous benefits and pension plan in the entire country, along with 131 paid sick days. All we asked for was that they remove their threat to strike so kids could stay in class. For their part, CUPE demanded a nearly 12% annual raise. When combined with all other benefits, CUPE was demanding a nearly 50% increase in compensation. When CUPE didn't get what they were demanding, they gave notice they were going on strike. The times we find ourselves in after pandemic disruptions, it's an unprecedented situation that requires unprecedented solutions. That's why when a strike threatened further disruptions to close down schools, our government took action to stop the strike. We introduced the Keeping Students in Class Act, legislation meant to protect the right of kids to stay in class, to learn and prepare for their future. And we used the notwithstanding clause to ensure that happened. I know that it has been controversial. I've always respected the right of workers to fair and free bargaining. But CUPE refused to take strike action off the table, even when those strikes were illegal. I want to be clear. We didn't make the decision to introduce legislation lightly. We were left with no choice. Our desire has always been and remains to negotiate in good faith, to land agreements with education union partners. I'm proud of the work and the relationships our government has built with organized labor over the past 4 years. As a gesture of good faith, our government is willing to rescind the legislation. We're willing to rescind Section 33, but only if CUPE agrees to show a similar gesture of good faith by stopping their strike and letting our kids back into their classrooms. I urge CUPE to continue to talk with us at the bargaining table. We're willing to make a fair deal, one that offers more help for lower-income workers. We want a deal that's fair for students, fair for workers, fair for parents, and fair for taxpayers. And we know we can get there. As stewards of taxpayers' dollars, we also have a responsibility to the entire province. A deal with CUPE has massive impacts on broader public service salaries, as well as the government's ability to invest in services like healthcare, transit, education, and hospital infrastructure, alongside other vital public services. These are complex discussions, especially given the economic climate we're in. record high inflation, economic uncertainty, cost of living challenges that every family is facing. Right now, more than ever, when it comes to the province's finances, we need to be cautious and responsible, and we will. Now, I want to take a moment to speak directly to parents. I desperately hope that CUPE shows
All right,
the same
breaking
willingness
news here from Queen's Park. The Ontario Legislature Premier Doug Ford saying that the province is willing to rescind the controversial Bill 28, the anti-strike legislation that was passed last week, banning a strike by 55,000 CUPE education workers here in the province. He says that the province is willing to rescind only if CUPE walks back this strike that is happening right now in order to get kids back in schools. He also says that he's willing to make a fair deal and urges the union to come back to the bargaining table, but once again, only if they decide to get back into schools in order for schools to reopen to in-person learning here on BT.